Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 11 or 12?
It's 11,
Probably
I think.
11. Yeah, because I think we debated last time that Dead 11 was 10, because we did the 10 fingers thing. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So now it's more than two hands. So we are on episode 11, as I just spoke, and we chose my movie, which we didn't tell you what it was last time because I didn't figure it out until now. It was Home Alone, the first one. Arguably, maybe the better of the two. Because I'm not including any of the other ones that came after the two because they're straight up garbage.
I don't think there was any argument. I think it's the only good one.
There's some moments in Lost in New York that I enjoy, but it's mostly just Marv.
And your homeboy?
Marv.
Donald Trump? Yeah, we know how you like that, man. I forgot about
that.
Donald J.
I hate that man.
I think we all do.
Consensus. Anyway, so yeah, I figured we'd start off with some banter, as I was going to tell you earlier. But yes, how has your 2 weeks been?
It's been shitty. It's been a lot of holiday stuff at work. It's been very shitty. A lot of people very angry. Have not been cussed at yet, though, so I got that going.
That's good. That's good. I specifically heard at some point someone was talking about who came into my work and was like, yeah, you don't understand why people just aren't nice to each other. And I said, yeah, I don't understand it either, but it's not going to change. Personally, I think we should just do away with the holiday of Black Friday. Just have a week of sales. One day is just... I mean, it's getting to that point anyway. It's one day early. Thanksgiving, shopping, you know. Anyway, not a lot has changed or gone on. Weather's still pretty cold. That's about it. Welcome to Iowa. So, just, you know. Anyway,
so the banter was so good.
I don't know. You know, it's something. It's a work in progress. It's something we don't do. Something that. I'm rambling.
We need to rein it back in. The energy is too high right now.
Look out!
Fucking.
We have peaked, folks. We have peaked. All right. Anyway, let's get back to the topic on hand because we got way off topic with that discussion. Anyway, Home Alone, folks. Yes, my movie for this month on the 1st for the Christmas holiday movies that we're doing for December. One of my personal favorite movies as a child. Anytime Christmas time comes around, it's usually one of the movies I enjoy watching. I feel like it's something I have to watch at least during the holidays, like at least once. I mean, when I used to watch it before, it was always a TV marathon, up on an ABC, like 30 Days of Christmas or whatever. Before
they played A Christmas Story, 48 hours on every channel.
Continuously.
Yep.
As if you missed it before, let's play it again. Speaking of which, that was always on actually in the background at my holiday Christmases. That was just on the TV when we were not in the living room. But
that and It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
The only two movies.
Yep. Also the Rudolph movie. You know that one movie with the reindeer?
Oh yeah, the Rudolph movie. Just like that one with that Frosty, that snowman.
Something about a snowman, a man coming to life made of snow. Anyway.
So I feel it's safe to assume then the last time you watched this movie was about a year ago.
Yeah, actually.
Because I feel like it's been many years since I've seen this movie.
It's a shame.
Not really. That's fine. I didn't miss much. So remember what I told you I was worried about happening before we watched it?
You were worried you get shitty while you're watching it?
Yeah, that happened.
How?
The first half of that movie was bad. It's pretty shit until they get into the actual traps and stuff like that.
I have to disagree, but, you know, continue.
Mainly the big issue is the first half of the movie is almost all Kevin McAllister.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, I mean, I don't want to be too harsh on Macaulay Culkin, who's like 8, but he's not good. Like, it's a weird thing that I realized halfway through the movie what's going on, because I vaguely remember, I should say, given that I was not born yet when this movie came out.
90s, yes, 1990.
1990, and I was the next year. But growing up, I was always like, oh, that Macaulay Culkin, one of the greatest kid actors of all time. He has really good facial acting.
I'd agree.
It's his delivery of the lines that sucks. It's super like wooden and paced out. Like it doesn't sound natural.
I guess I could kind of see that.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that he talks like someone who's not 8. So it seems really
that's
weird.
one thing I did kind of mention. He seems a little bit too brainy for how old he is.
Yep.
He's also a straight up brat in the beginning, but
yeah.
Maybe that comes with being brainy. You know, you're too smart. You think you're better than your parents, and I mean,
I have a note in here that reads Kevin is an asshole.
I was really waiting for the talk boy to come in from Kevin, but I realized that was in the second one. I was kind of bummed. I forgot.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Really?
No.
Have you seen the second one?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's the little microphone thing he talks into, and then it always plays it back. That's how he orders the cheese pizza with his credit card.
Is it the thing that's in Toy Story? The little microphone that's got the colored buttons? And it's a white, and it looks like
no. It's actually gray, and it has a cassette tape in it, a little microphone that extends out. Anyway, I was wanting one of those as a kid. I never got one.
So basically, you just wanted to be Kevin McAllister?
Honestly, yeah. That was one thing until growing up and realizing the situation he was put into. I would probably have been kidnapped and killed.
Yep, probably.
Easily.
Because who has that many paint buckets laying around, you know?
It was 2.
Also, who's got the proper stairs for that? I don't.
I always wondered the physics of that. Because he swings them over and it's supposed to swing across the step.
No. He swings, so
he goes
the
over
railing's
the
here and he throws them over this way.
Yeah.
The way the stairs goes, they come up, they turn, they come up, and you can go either way here. So he throws them over this and they swing down that way.
I still kind of don't get it, but
I'll teach physics to you later.
Good
I failed
luck.
that class.
Good luck.
Just some of the stuff that happens in the opening, other than my thing that says Kevin or Macaulay Culkin's not good at acting. Why is there a cop in their house and no one's reacting to it? Like, I know obviously that was Joe Pesci, who is awesome, and he's staking the place out, which I thought was, in hindsight, I didn't remember that part being part of the plot, but it's really smart that he just goes around as a cop and he's like, hey, just
that's why cops in the house. Correct. That answers your question right there. He's staking it out.
That's not the question. The question is not why the cop's in the house. The question is, why is the cop in the house and no one gives a fuck?
Because they're all worried about packing. Like, it's a heyday.
Who let him into the house?
There's literally, like, that kid's family consists of, like, 5-6 people, and then on top of, like, uncles and cousins and...
So you're telling me you have a full house and a cop's just standing there and you're walking by, you're not going to be like, what's the cop doing here?
Back in the 90s, probably
not. What's the cop doing here? No. It didn't make any sense. And then they, like, stop and talk to him. They treat him like he's not even important. Like, there's a cop in your house in Chicago. What are you doing?
Maybe they thought somebody else was already taking care of it.
It doesn't make it's stupid, and I said they deserve to be robbed because they don't pay any attention to shit. Also, Catherine O'Hara, I believe is her name, right?
Yes, Catherine O'Hara. Yep.
I liked her. I just want to throw that at her. I like pretty much everyone but Macaulay Culkin in this movie.
Catherine O'Hara, John Hurd, Daniel Stern, Joe Pesci, Macaulay Culkin. I wrote down the cast.
There you go.
Yes,
heck yeah.
Because I don't ever do that. But, you know, I don't know. I'm going to say my opinions are very biased because I really enjoy this movie, kind of like The Fifth Element. So you can do what you can to destroy my opinions, but I'm going to try and fight you back with it, but it's probably going to be a losing battle just because your argument types just don't work well with mine. So.
It's okay. You'll get your opportunity next time.
Anyway.
Go ahead. I got nothing but notes.
Anyway, I have for the things that I didn't really... I wrote down a plot in case, for some ungodly reason, any of you haven't seen this movie. You should. Give it the hour and a half. It's really not terrible. Contrary to what you may think.
I didn't say anything.
It's really not.
It's not. I should say it's not terrible. It's just not as good.
It's
as
a movie for its
people
time.
make it out.
Just as we explained that other movie, just like The Fifth Element was a movie of its time.
We should put that in the tagline. DWAM. It's a movie for its time. I think we say that about every single movie.
Because we watch really old movies. I mean, it's not real old, but...
I think the newest movie we've watched was maybe DOA, and that's like 2006, if that.
Yeah, now that I think about it.
It's either that or Hitchhiker's Guide, I think. But I think that might be a little bit older. I think it might be like 04.
Anyway, on to the plot. I wrote down Kevin, an 8-year-old boy, accidentally left home alone. Kevin, an 8-year-old boy who is accidentally left home alone when his family goes on vacation to France. During this time, the families are away. I'm not even drinking.
I know, this is rough.
The hardest time right now.
This is rough. I have faith in you.
That's all I need. We're good now.
We've got the Christmas spirit. Santa's going to bring you the ability to read for Christmas.
It's been a long time coming. Kevin, an 8-year-old boy who is accidentally left home alone when his family goes on vacation to France. During this time, his family is away. It's because this way is written. It's fucked. Anyway, his family is away on vacation in France. He realizes having a big house to yourself isn't all fun and games when 2 stupid men try to rob his house with the Christmas right around the corner. Little do the robbers know that Kevin has a lot of surprises in store for them. I got through it.
Proud of you, buddy.
I just need to write better.
I take issue with the 2 stupid men part. It's 1 stupid man and one fairly smart man, honestly. They just get caught with those traps. It's not their fault that they don't see that coming. Who would think I'm going to open the store and there's going to be a blowtorch that's going to burn my head off? It's just not something you see coming.
Not Joe Pesci.
Although, he did get increasingly dumber as the movie went. Like when he's trying to go up the steps that are covered in ice, just go around. Just go around.
He did the 3rd time.
He went up the steps every time.
We figured it out.
Just around. They had a nice little platform you can go up. Snow there, you'll be fine.
On top of things that I didn't like, I put not much, only because I enjoyed the movie so much. Like I said, bias, and I dug for something, and I said maybe the undertones of being home alone and being chased by criminals is played as not being very dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. That's one thing I thought is they're making this. I mean, obviously it's for kids, so they kept a slapsticky tone, but I think they could have done more to kind of put the idea of that these are 2 grown criminals who are posing a threat to an 8-year-old boy. It might have been a little dark for a kid's movie, but I think it would have helped the movie overall. One thing that really bothered me is that it takes Kevin until almost the end of the movie to just call the cops. Like, there's a couple days worth that he knows that these 2 dudes are trying to break into his house. Just call the cops. Granted, Mom calls the cops and he goes over there and no one answers the door, so he thinks it's fine. But kid calls the cops and say, hey, burglars are trying to get in. They're going to send a squad there.
Yeah, no.
I mean, hey, I know what they look like. One of them's got a gold tooth. The other one looks like, I don't know, some Marv guy. Likes water.
Whose name would be Marv.
Yeah, he looks like a Marv.
So I don't know why it's my fault we let off what we didn't like. I also want to go into things about the movie that I enjoyed.
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
Mix in I put in I love the opening song. It's very iconic for me. As soon as you hear like the little jingle from John Williams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It just really takes me back. I put down and brings warm, fuzzy Christmas memories to mind.
Is it safe to say John Williams might be the soundtrack of your childhood?
Very well, possibly yes, probably yeah.
Between that and Star Wars?
Yeah.
Just like if I hear a if I hear a Danny Elfman song, I'm just like, oh wait, I'm 8.
Nightmare Before Christmas,
Yep.
Men in Black.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a good record going for him. I think he also did some songs in Fable, which you're not a big fan of, but
I like Fable.
I think he did
I like
some
Fable
of the
too a
songs
lot,
in-
actually.
I like the first one, but
It also explains a big difference between us.
Yeah.
You grew up watching slapstick, and I was being an emo
I
kid.
watched a shitload of slapstick. Oh my god. Naked Gun,
Oof.
Planes, Trains, Hear No Evil, See No Evil.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the types.
Those
Maybe-
are all better
It's
movies.
probably my family watching those all the time, so my dad has a nice slapsticky humor. So
I can see that.
fart jokes at family table. It's not.
When he told me what he calls those light bulbs.
Boobs,
Yeah.
tits.
The titty covers, whatever. I was just like, okay, yeah, I know it. Okay,
That's where it comes from.
I see
Thanks,
it now.
Dad. Also, I remember wanting to be like Macaulay Culkin, as we discussed before. And then growing up, there's that situation, I'd probably die. Yeah, that was brought to me a good several years ago, kind of realizing the whole situation of child abduction is actually a real thing.
Yeah, and it's
It's
terrifying.
always been a real thing, but yeah. And knowing my wits and smarts at the time of being a child, I would not have been able to fend off any sort of...
Accidentally kill yourself making a booby trap.
Probably. Yeah.
And those traps he makes are, like, really brutal. They start out silly enough, like, oh, I'm gonna pour some water, make some ice so that they slip here. Shooting someone with a pellet gun is a little brutal, but then when it gets into flamethrowers and putting a nail through someone's foot, like if he isn't walking slowly and just steps on that, that's going all the way through. walking on glass like Die Hard. Although I guess they're ornaments.
An iron to the face.
Yeah, that.
I mean,
those paint cans. I believe you were looking into what would happen.
Yeah, like easily breaking your nose depending on the velocity if they're full versus empty. There's a video out there. I believe it was actually a Vsauce video. So just check them out. That aside, I put down some of the people on there. I really like his Uncle Frank. He's not my MVP, but I liked his Uncle Frank because he ran out of fucks to give a long ass time ago.
We're keeping the theme alive here because I hated Uncle Frank. I was like, he's that character that just. I guess you're right. He has no fucks, but I thought he was oblivious. He's like, well, if it makes you feel better, I forgot my reading glasses. Fuck you, Uncle Frank.
Exactly.
That is not what you say.
He doesn't give a shit.
Or when he's like, what did he call him, a little jerk?
Yeah, look what you did, you little jerk.
So no, you don't say that. Like that would never happen at a family.
Which is why it fell in. Like everybody just went silent. Like oh.
But no one did the oh. They were all like, yeah. They didn't say it, but they looked at him.
Disease.
Like, oh my god, no. It wouldn't happen. If Kevin wasn't such a little asshole, I'd have felt bad for him.
He's a bratty little kid.
He's a fucking dick.
Fuller, by the way, is a total creep. The kid who drinks the soda.
Oh,
he drinks the soda and turns to Kevin and smiles at him like he knows.
I found out that's Macaulay Culkin's younger brother.
What?
Mm-hmm. When I was over there looking at my IMDb trivia while I was waiting for the good part to happen.
I did not know that. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of nostalgia throughout the movie, such as stuff that they use. Walkman, micro machines, just the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
It was
the Ice-T poster. It was very, very 90s. It was crazy because there was hardly any electronics in that to be seen. Like when he goes into, what's his brother's name? Bud or Buzz?
Buzz.
He goes into his room, it's all just like
baseball
balls,
cards.
Yeah. Other things.
The sports kids kind of room.
Things that I had growing up.
I always wanted a secret private stash like he had, but I never had a chest full of fireworks and Playboy magazines.
I was like, are you talking about his money stash or his nudie mags?
His life savings, by the way, is the smallest amount of life savings I've ever seen. It's like maybe $20.
It's another thing that made me think he's an asshole. He's like, he finds his brother's life savings. He's like, awesome, I'm stealing this.
He bought groceries with it.
He was responsible with it, but I don't know if he meant to do that when he initially took it. Some other things that I like. You're talking about nostalgia and stuff like that. I couldn't figure out why 80s and 90s Christmas movies seem to capture like a magical feeling, while today's seem like really cheesy or sometimes even just mean-spirited. And it took me a while, but towards the end of the movie, I think I started kind of figuring out part of what gives it that magical vibe, and it's, I think, the lights. So they do an effect where the lights really seem to kind of blur and put out streaks and the way you don't see lights in real life, basically. And the other thing is that it was filmed in a place that's not LA. Everything now is like LA or Georgia. It's
the only a lot of East Coast.
It's the only time you see stuff. This one was in Chicago, and it's like,
I guess I keep thinking New York.
No, that's the second one, pal.
Midwest.
This is like 6 miles over there.
Which is why the polka band was so relevant. That makes sense now.
It's just nice seeing stuff that we can relate to, like street designs, house designs, what the insides of places look like, versus movies that are taking place now or in LA, and these houses that's like, I've never seen a thing that looks like that in my life. And there's snow, real snow. Right.
There was the guy was shoveling what looks almost like icy snow. Like that stuff sucks to shovel. For those who might not know what snow is,
it's heavy, and it's just awful. It breaks your back. 100%.
It's cold. It's wet. It gets everywhere.
Just like, god damn it.
What else have I got here? Also, when they're rushing to the airport nowadays, you cannot do that.
No,
there is no way you can sprint through the airport. You will be stopped violently.
Yep.
And no way you can get from the entrance of the airport to your plane within 45 minutes.
No,
they would have easily missed that.
Unless you're in a very small airport, and they are not. They look like I believe they'd be in Chicago O'Hare, which is, I think, the biggest one. One of the biggest ones in America.
Up there with Denver.
Yeah.
I've actually sprinted across Denver because I
you just take the train.
Well, because I left my wallet, so I ran back to go grab it. I left it on the plane. Thankfully, someone actually brought it to the desk, and I met the person halfway, and then I had to go run back to my other flight, which I missed, so I stayed overnight in the airport like a bum, sleeping behind some seats with my backpack.
Nice.
Had no money, so I couldn't go get a hotel. So yeah, anyway, that was an interesting
Kennedy didn't find you and helped take you out?
No, I did not find a polka band to drive me back home.
Dang it. One day.
I'll tell you what, Kevin's family is rich, by the way.
Yep.
Holy shit. First, they pay $122.50 for 10 pizzas, which is insane. Their kitchen is immaculate. Their house is large.
Yep.
They look like they're rich. Like the coats that they wear and they just don't, I don't know.
They're very well to do. And I mean, that makes sense too. It helps give a reason why they would say that house is the big one.
The silver donut is what they called it. I've never heard that ever.
Not once. The silver.
How do you compare something to a silver donut? I might start using that, and people are just gonna give me that look.
Yeah, and be like, "What?"
I'm gonna get that. That's the silver donut of
just
electronics.
Say Home Alone and walk away, or don't even answer it. Just be like, "Silver donut, man." Other thing I really liked was the sound effects. So anytime something was thrown off screen, it sounded like it was breaking something.
Oh, the glass shattering.
Yeah.
Yep, I did meant to say that when he tossed the crowbar off the steps and shatters through some glass.
It's good use of comedy sound effects. They need more of that in movies.
Agreed. Also, the use of payphones in this whole movie. Cell phones would have solved things a lot faster.
Yep. She would have sent a text. Sorry, Kev. Missed you. We'll be back.
That's something else I also wrote. Nowadays, nobody would cancel an entire trip to Paris just because they left their kid at home.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would. They would have just been like, all right, well, we'll go to your grandma's or something. Yep. Figure it out because we're here now. And that might be saying something.
But they're rich, so they might have. I'm not sure that after they come back, they don't just go back to Paris.
I mean, I'd probably have the funds for it. Why not? Also, can we talk about how he probably would have broke his ass sliding down those steps and out the door?
Yep.
I always wanted to do that as a kid until I realized that it's just not safe, and I never lived in a house that had stairs.
Also, what kind of house has a stairwell that leads right to a door?
Technically, it didn't, but he angled it to a way where, like, it was just like, here's the door, here's the steps, and he was able to just caught some air outside and landed in that concrete.
Broke his ass.
As we're going through the film, I believe my notes are in this order. I have the McAllisters, they call... Okay, so yeah, silver donut, payphones, and then when his mom calls the police station, they go to the crisis center, and she gets a hold of Sergeant Balzac. Which...
He's a real Balzac.
He is a real Balzac. Brings her back over, gets the stuff situated. Then we break back to Kevin, who's talking to himself in the mirror, which, by the way, I do that a lot. It's just more of a, hey, let's get my day ready thing. It's not like a talking like, that's some crazy type of deal. It's a let's get psyched up for the day, and then the whole day kind of gets ruined because work sucks sometimes.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of my actions come from growing up watching these really weird movies.
I can't say I talk to myself in the mirror ever, so I don't...
You don't just give yourself a up to what's going on? You just stare like a sociopath looking at yourself?
No, I usually just get ready and go to work. I only talk to myself at work because I'm bored. And I'm usually thinking out loud, really.
Yeah.
I don't say, hey you, you're a winner. You're gonna go to work today and you're gonna win.
I'll get myself psyched up for that. I just got what's going on today. That's exactly what he does. He's like, well, okay, so I guess it was a little bit more embellished when he's doing it because he's talking about putting product in his hair like it's a commercial. But
I think I might hate you because I have Kevin talks to himself and it's irritating. he's letting us know what he's thinking, but he doesn't have to because I know what he's thinking. He's thinking, oh man, this is scary. Thanks, Kevin.
He's not thinking that at all.
I hate Kevin. I hate him. I wish he would have died.
Yep. Rough. The adult policeman who can't catch a kid as he's running away from the store with his toothbrush. And then...
That was one thing that I did think was funny. He was like, I'm a criminal now.
He stole a toothbrush. Did you ever steal anything as a kid?
Yeah.
Really? From a store?
Stole a golf ball from a mini putt place. It was black and had skull and crossbones on it. Back to being an emo kid.
Wow.
Yep. I never really stole it from anywhere I wanted to go back to. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
And back in high school, everyone I think goes through their little, just try it out, do a little shoplifting for the rush of it. And we had friends that would get caught. And they did get caught.
I had friends who stole, but I myself never did.
Yeah, and I was just like, why are you guys stealing out Walmart? This is literally the only place we have to shop near our town. Like, if you get banned from here, it's over. We die.
You've got nothing else to do. You can go hang out at McDonald's and play arcade games at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I know. God, Iowa sucks. Oh, fuck.
I've moved, and I tell you, it's not that much different in certain areas.
No.
It's just more expensive. Can we talk about how awesome Marv's genius calling card, the Wet Bandit, is?
I don't know about genius. I mean, it does work in the end. They do know who they are.
Exactly. I mean, it is a significant calling card. It's not something subtle. It can't be missed. You're flooding homes, my man.
And just those two in general carried that movie for me.
I agree.
Anytime Kevin was on the screen, I just stopped giving any sort of a shit. But as soon as they come back in, I was like, yes, movie's picking back up again. Marv's going to say something stupid, and then Harry's going to tell him he said something stupid, and that works for me. Joe Pesci, I haven't seen a whole lot of movies with him in it, but everything I do see, I like him, like My Cousin Vinny, this one, obviously, and now I'm blanking on the name of the other one. Goodfellas. The haha. I'm funny how. It's okay. Just take my word for it. It's good. Marv, I've only seen him in 2 things, and I liked him in both of them. I saw him in this and Celtic Pride, where he also kidnapped somebody. It's kind of the same. They tried to kidnap Kevin in this one. In that one, they kidnap a basketball player so that the Celtics can win the NBA Finals. He fails on that one, too.
Guess that's his shtick.
Apparently.
Also, I talked about in here how a lot of the Christmas songs in there I listened to as a kid, so every time I listen to them now, it just throws me right back into Home Alone. Like Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. I always just, that's immediately what I think about is the dance party he has at his house, which was geniusly placed, which I don't know how he got that set up so quickly.
Yeah.
He was being chased for a while.
And how he had the ingenuity for that. That kid is Mensa.
He's smart.
Yeah. The thing that I think that I did not remember about this movie, that having watched it now really sticks out, is how fucking much he screams. There's a part in Dogma where they talk about, oh, that movie with that little boy that screams all the time. I get it now. They did this scene twice, which I didn't know.
I thought it was only once as well.
Yeah, and then he's running around in fast motion and screaming. And I was just like, I can see why parents did not like this movie, because I am now out of the age of some of those parents, and I did not like this movie. I shouldn't say not like this movie. I didn't like him. Still had enough nostalgia points for me when it gets to the trap section. It's okay. It's worth it. At least once every 5 years for me.
Agreed. I just can't get over how much I really love Marv. Like, that guy is hilarious. Like, when he's talking about, all right, we're going to go kidnap the kid at 9 o'clock. You know, when it's dark, because kids are afraid of the dark.
Marv, you're afraid of the dark.
He goes, no, I'm not. And he goes, yes, you are. He goes, not.
He's got the best part of the whole movie, too, when the spider is on him. He just screams. Either that, or when he tries to walk back out after stepping on the nail, and you just see him fall.
My most favorite moment of Marv, though, has to be in the second one, though, when he grabs the electrified handles and he's screaming and he turns into a skeleton for a split second and then back.
I'm starting to think you should have picked the second movie.
It's hit or miss. There's some good spots in it, but there's a little too many lulls and too many, like, I guess, hearty moments.
Sounds exactly like this movie.
I mean, it was an intro to a series that I believe. I always watch them side by side when I watch it. This is why I can't not talk about the second one.
It's one of those ones where it has to be the whole thing, you know. Lord of the Rings, gotta watch them all. Home Alone, gotta watch 1 and 2.
Exactly. But not really. That's a big span of time versus 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Oh, I see. Home Alone.
Together.
Home Alone 3 hours. Okay, I thought you were talking about Lord of the Rings. I'm like, you watch them on fast forward.
I watched them in point 2.
Cut. Yeah, and I mean, I watched the extended version, so I'm looking at 12 hours.
That's a day's worth of. Nope, I don't have that kind of time.
I do when I'm sick.
Makes sense. Santa Claus. So was that confirmed? Was that?
I did not find out.
John Hughes, by the way, director of the movie. possibly a cameo or not?
I believe it looked like him to me, playing the Santa Claus character that Macaulay Culkin talks to, who he's just old enough to think that he knows how it works, but he's just young enough to have it wrong.
I know you're not the real Santa, but you work for him.
Yeah, exactly.
What's his parents telling him?
Probably a bunch of lies.
Keeping the dream alive.
They seem like a bunch of liars. He has so many better movies than this too. This I believe is the beginning of kind of his decline, because all the way through the 80s it was just hit after hit after hit after hit after hit.
After you named him off, yeah, that's what it sounded like. I tried to see if there was any sort of like this movie has some aspects of it in this movie, which I didn't see at all, but maybe I haven't analyzed those ones.
Like things that were in Home Alone that might have been in other ones.
Yeah,
because I've got a few for you.
Oh,
I noticed some. One was John Candy. He's very similar to the character he plays in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is a John Hughes movie. He's just the one trying to help someone out,
though, doesn't he?
Yeah, but even his whole role in the movie is he's just trying to help someone get to where they need to be for the holidays. You've got Macaulay Culkin. Every now and then does break the fourth wall, talking directly at the camera or making faces out of the camera.
Yep.
Which is very similar to what Ferris Bueller does. Directed Ferris Bueller.
Okay.
And then there was a third one, but I do not remember it now that I've gone over those two. I might come back to me later, might not.
You said you did Breakfast Club too, right?
Yes, he did Breakfast Club. Pretty in Pink. Bunch of movies in the 80s that were very big and very popular. And I love all those movies much more than I like this one.
It's not your fault.
You know what he does too is he does a really good job of capturing kind of like a point in time. So all of his movies are at the same time trendy and timeless, if that makes any sense. So all the characters and what they're doing and what they're wearing are very of that time, whether it's Breakfast Club and how they act and dress or this movie, but all the actual like themes and the point of the story is pretty universal. Like you could do Ferris Bueller now, which I hope they don't do, but it would work just as well. He's very good at that. Good guy, that guy. Rest in peace.
I've checked some of his stuff out. It's been a long time since I've seen those. It's usually when I watch them, it's because they're on TV. And, I had regular TV.
Breakfast Club is one of my top 5 movies of all time. It's very good.
Just love the freeze frame.
There you go. Other small parts of the movie. The old man Marley. I really liked him. I don't know if I've ever seen him in anything else, but he was perfect. I think
his part.
For his, yeah, like he seemed that very good at playing the super menacing guy throughout the whole movie, but then being like grandpa,
just a sweet old grandpa.
Yeah. I kind of would have rather seen a movie about him, like old man who's falsely accused of killing a whole family with a shovel, and then goes on to redeem himself and get back together with the remaining parts of his family through the help of this small young boy. If they could make a simultaneous movie where we see what's going on with him, yeah,
a movie within a movie,
I think that'd be super interesting. I would watch the shit out of that. Keep it around Christmas time. It's all flashbacks of what happened.
A shovel.
Whew. Also, that was a very, very kid thing to do, where Buzz is telling the story about the shovel guy, and they're all just staring at him like,
kind of like a campfire story type of deal.
Very much so, yeah. It doesn't make any sense, but he's telling it to the younger people who believe him, so they're going for it. And I think Buzz even actually kind of believes it himself a little bit, the way they all react when he looks up at him. I don't know.
I still wish the guy would have said something when Kevin ran into him outside. Because he
just stares at him like a creep.
I'm not afraid anymore. And then the old guy just... You could have said hi.
Afraid of what? Other thing, ending of the movie, when he comes in and saves the day with the shovel, which I think is great. The cops catch him. How do none of the cops want to stick around and help this boy? Like,
because they took him to the house. Like, the old man said, let's get out of here. Because he knocked them both out, and then he took the kid back to his house. And
it's very irresponsible, that old man, to then not tell the cops, hey, this young boy here is home alone and might need someone to look after him. Or be, hey, come hang out with me until your parents get back. Yeah. You're in danger. Clearly there's crazy people around here. And then the cops just aren't in their house, which they should be. They should be going house to house to see all the ones that they've broken into. How does he clean all the stuff up? What's going on here?
We're trying to wrap everything up in a tiny little box with a little bow on top.
He managed to clean...
A little bow on top. Oh, crap.
Oh, you ruined Christmas. He cleaned everything up except for Buzz's room, apparently.
Oh, yeah. That also, I did make a point of that. After all of this stuff happening, cleaning all that crap up would have been safe. He put tar on the basement stairs.
How did he clean that?
Like,
I think he just undid the step and flipped it over.
The socks and shoes are probably still stuck to him at this point.
And all he finds is the tooth.
That was where the micro machines were. He clearly cleaned up the micro machines. How did he not clean up the tooth?
Yeah. Well, he's 8.
Yeah, I guess.
No.
That's about most that I have for my notes.
I'd say I've hit all mine. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
No, I think that's most about it.
I have my what the fuck moment of the movie. Do you have yours?
Yeah.
Oh,
I actually do this time.
Mine was every time a character would just look out the window and know that Old Man Marley was there, even though it was impossible to see him at the angle they were at. The first one, they're up in the room and he's down on the street, and they're not really next to the window. They're a ways away. He's just like, and then walks over to it and looks down and then sees him. And then at the end, when he's like 3 rooms over with the window with the, like the half see-through shades pulled, and he goes over there and he's like, oh, and he gives a little wave back. What the fuck did you see him?
I'm telling you, the first one though, he was dragging his garbage can along. I'm sure Buzz heard it. Yep. Just got excited and giddy to tell these kids a story. You know?
Maybe.
That's all I got. My what the fuck moment is the random stranger kid who's going through everybody's fucking bags as they're about to leave on the escorts for the airport. No one acknowledges this kid. No one says, hey, stop going through our stuff. With a big enough family like that, they would probably know each other and notice that this kid is going through these people's bags. I figured someone would have said something. And in my mind, that's...
Nowadays they would. Like, don't fucking touch my bag, kid.
Right, exactly.
Can I throw in a secondary what the fuck moment? It was a tough choice between... I couldn't get over the old man, because I had to go that route because I actually said it out loud. But the furnace, I thought was super weird. Like, it's just unnecessary.
It opens by itself?
It's the only time in the movie where we see his imagination. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me.
Had they maybe played it out throughout the movie of his imagination stuff, that might have made sense. Yeah, no, I gotcha. That makes sense.
My favorite scene was the scene of Macaulay Culkin and Old Man Marley in the church, where they have their little talk, because I mean it's the crux of the movie where he learns that, hey, maybe his family's okay, but he also then helps Old Man Marley realize maybe he can also get back with his
lesson.
Yeah. It's one of the very John Hughesy moments where he teaches an actual lesson, and it's one of the few scenes where Macaulay Culkin actually does well. Plus, I fucking love the choir that's going on, like when they first come in. It's Christmas music, but it kind of sounds really sinister at first. But I like that song. That's a good song.
It's good. MVP moment.
What's your favorite scene? There you go.
MVP, my MVP easily.
Favorite scene?
Favorite scene? It's breaking me out here. It's getting amped up to tell you about my MVP.
I know, you're skipping your favorite scene though, dog.
I actually did put that in there because I didn't write that in there.
But I thought you were prepared for the first time.
Let's down.
Around Christmas again.
Obviously, my favorite scene has to be everybody's favorite scene for the most part. It's just the setting up of the traps. Honestly, if you think about it, that's just the peak, the climax of the movie, and then the traps themselves executing. But the setup of this is what he's putting together. When is this going to come into play? And everything just kind of falls into place as he wants it to be. Like he's got some sort of sixth sense to know what's going to happen before it does. So those are my favorite scenes. Even in the second one, him setting up all the traps, it's just like... even in the second one, though, he starts doing kind of the same shit he did in the first one. So, I don't know. He's a tactician.
Ready for another little interesting tidbit I learned on my IMDb search while I was waiting for the movie to get good again?
Shoot. Macaulay
Culkin drew the map himself of his battle plan. And it was actually not bad. I looked at it and was like, he's got a lot of detail on that map. You were so excited about your MVP that I'll just let you go ahead and do your MVP.
Marv, fucking Marv. This man has just the most childish outlook on what it is to be a criminal. That I feel like if I were to ever be a criminal, I would almost be spot on with this guy. Maybe a little bit smarter, but he's just has that sense of comedy relief that he actually enjoys what he's doing, even though it is illegal.
He's even happy when they get caught because he's like, remember, it's the Wet Bandits. WETBA.
He never fails to crack a laugh out of me in this entire film every time he's on screen. So he is my MVP. As if we didn't see that coming.
I was gonna say, if I didn't already know 100% that's who you were gonna choose, I probably realistically would have gone with him. But there's just someone in that movie that warms my heart, and I had to go with him instead. I chose John Candy, the polka master himself. Ready for some more of that IMDb fun? He improvised every single line in that movie.
Wow.
So when he's talking about leaving the kid at the morgue with the dead body, Catherine O'Hara there would have no idea that's coming. She just has to sit through that and be like, okay.
Oh, whatever. I know.
Can we talk about something else? Well, I mean, you brought it up. I was just... He's so good. I miss that man. Tough choice here, but I don't know which one makes me sadder and which one I miss more. Either John Candy or Chris Farley. And it might be John Candy.
I think I'm more on Chris Farley's side on him because I enjoy Tommy Boy and Black Sheep a lot.
Yep. I just feel like John Candy is... So Chris Farley's definitely more slapstick and I would say funnier, but John Candy I think is... Sweet, the right word? Lovable, maybe? He just seems really nice. Like, he seems good-natured. That's the word.
The difference between the two is Chris Farley's not a whole lot without David Spade. I mean, in my mind. Like, he can do kind of things, but he's got to kind of have someone to rag on, I feel like. But I think John Candy does really well on his own. So,
yeah. He's really good at making me feel sad for him, too.
Right.
I think he's just the better actor of the two.
Is it Plane, Trains, and Automobile where he sings Born in the USA, and that's the only line he knows, so he keeps singing it over and over?
I can't remember.
Because I feel like there's a scene where they're in the back of the truck singing that, and that's all he remembers, so he keeps singing one line over and over and over again.
I hope so. I love that man.
So, yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, well, I suppose we're going to wrap that up. We didn't introduce ourselves in the beginning of this, by the way.
No, we
But
didn't.
at this point, we probably don't have to. Hopefully, if you've been watching. If you have, great, thanks, Great. Super. That being said, holidays around the corner. Be safe. Do your thing. Don't stress. Treat people in retail kindly, please.
Please.
For your sanity and their sanity included. That being said, I'm Dead Sprocket.
I'm the Notorious GING.
Happy holidays.
See ya.
That's done, right?
Yeah, I just want to see how long you're going to sit there.